Hello everyone! Thank you so much for joining me. Today I would like to show you demonstration of beautiful note and guitar in acrylic painting. So before start I just tell about the material that I'm going to use. These are acrylic paint. It can be tube or jar, but cream style of paint always is more easier to work with because with one or two layers you can cover everything. But if you have runny style of acrylic, it takes more time. We need to add more layers, and after 5 or 6 layers we can cover the surface that we have. The other things that we need to have is palette paper. That recommend it's the good things to mix our paint on top. And the reason is because it's just one paper sheet, and then after you finish your painting you can put it in a garbage, so you don't have to clean it after that. And even plastic plate, it's good too. The other things is the brushes. So I'm going to use different brushes, flat one, but bigger size, medium and small, and pointy and round brush. And depend if I go with the whole background, I'm going to go with this with the bigger size. For some smaller part, I'm going to go with this smaller brush, and then for some line and details, it's easy to go with round and pointy brush. The other things is palette knife. I prefer to mix my paint by palette knife, which is so easy because it's not damage the paint, the brushes. Here it's most of the time with mixing a lots of paint you can damage this part of the brush. And the other thing is the surface that we work, and today I'm going to work with paper. This is a canvas paper, so I stick it to the board, and I'm happy with the size that I want because it's not really like the rectangle shape. It's a little bit more narrow, so I stick the tape here to make my surface a little narrow. And we need water and napkin for cleaning our brushes. So now I'm going to add black color on my palette and then start with a quick drawing. So it's a guitar. I just focus on that part, which is here on an angle, and I start to add the top part. We can use a ruler, but I try to draw a little bit my line to be accurate. Even I can take my hand from an angle, it's more easy to control it. And it's acrylic paint, there is no water, there is no eraser for that, but we can do fixing and editing after we draw our shape with the background color. With the next color that bring on top, we can even fix the first color that we have it already. So we doesn't need to be worried about our shape. And there is one difference between the surface is the paper absorb a lots of paint. So you can see when I bring even the heavy paint, it's absorbed, and I need to again add another on top. So this is about this place, and I add a little bit thicker on this two part. And the exact color for this part of the guitar is the brownie. So I will bring the exact color later. I'm doing just a quick drawing now. And then here I start adding from this section. Nice C curve, or even look like an S curve. And a nice form here I can see. Now for background color, I'm going to add light green color, light blue, and the yellow on my palette. So start with this three color because it's so colorful, the background, so I can start with any of them. Like the blue, I can go with that. Around the top of the guitar, I'm going to add the blue, but try my best to take heavy paint and make a texture on top. Always lovely to have heavy paint. And even if we go inside the drawing part, that's fine. We can fix it anytime. We can bring another color of the black for drawing on top. So I'm going to fix this. Even we can fix the shape as well. And I love to see this brush stroke and then move on with the green. When the blue color is wet and we bring the green, they mix together and give us a nice and lovely result. Heavy paint, like that. Try to bring it on top. Close to the edge of guitar, I try to add more blue color. Even I leave heavy paint to make a texture, which is so lovely. And then I prefer not to add any water on my brush. I'm going to clean it by napkin. Then move on with light green. Any kind of green you have would be fine. Even the dark green is okay too. But I'm going to mix my green and blue and make the background more interesting and colorful. Even clean the brush, then take some yellow, bring it on top and add some yellowy tone here. Then clean it again and then move on the other side. Heavy paint to cover easily. And the other reason that I'm going to go with heavy paint, because I would like to help my paint be wet, because the other color can easily come on top and mix with that. So if I go with heavy blue color, it takes time to get dry. Easily I can bring green color on top and let them mix and blend together. Clean it and then move on with green color. So try to mix the green with the blue. Even I would like to see this brush stroke. And try to move on with lovely brush stroke. I'm not letting them be separate from each other on the background. Like three line with blue, green and blue again. I'm not happy with that. I would like to let them mix together. So I use different kind of brush stroke. Just a little bit darker green is interesting to bring. So I'm going to add a little darker green. It can be hooker green, it can be sap green, or any kind of dark green you have. That's fine to bring and make the painting more colorful. Just a bit. Now for next part, I'm going to make some colors and bring on top of the guitar and make it colorful. It's start with warm and cool color. Here on the left side, it's a warm color from yellow. Start, move on with orange and the red. And then mix with the cool color like red, mix with the blue and make a purple here, and then the blue and then green color. So let's start with yellow. I'm going to go with pure yellow color, and yellow is a transparent color, so it's not easy to cover the blacky and dark color under it, but try to use it heavily and then let it cover all these black color that we would like to fix it as a drawing. When you use heavy paint, easily you can cover it. So start with the yellow. Try to use heavy texture. Then move on with the orange. I try my best to be a little accurate when I'm close to some shape like this. A little bit more yellow I think I need to bring. More yellow. Especially here on the edges a little bit. Better to be more accurate. And then move on with orange. So I bring the orange, I try to let it mix with the yellow here very gently. The yellow is wet, so easily it can mix with orange and make a nice result like this as well. If you see that the orange is get really dark, and sorry, the yellow is get really dark, you can bring another heavy yellow and let it mix with the orange very gently. More orange here. Make it heavy. And then move on with pure red color. This is red rose, and the reason I'm going to go with the red rose because I would like to mix it with blue and reach the purple tone. And red rose give me nice purple. I'm going to add already heavy paint because I know paper absorb a lots of that. I would like to cover all the white of the canvas. And then cover whole this part with the red color, even more come here, bring the tone here. And then on top, I'm going to bring blue color, even the light blue first, because of the purpley tone. And you can see it gives me, when they mix together, it's give me a nice purple. This is darker blue like cobalt. I can bring that. Now for next part, which is the hanger of this part of the guitar, I'm going to make it a little browny color. I have already red and blue on my palette, so prefer to mix these two together and make some burgundy color, which is close to browny tone. Even the orange color can be mixed too. Get something close to brown. If you have already brown, you can go with that, but I don't want to waste my paint. I want to make something with this color, so it's close to the brown tone, browny tone. And then clean the brush with the water and a napkin. Make it completely dry, and then bring heavy paint on top. Add a tone on this part of the guitar. I need to premix more. Okay, and now I can wait everything get dry and then design all these beautiful part, and then add the note on top and some line as a design and a dot. Now for next part, we can start adding some details on top. We can start adding some blacky part more, or some white color, draw note as well. And I'm going to start with the black color first. I need to make a thickness here more, a little bit, like this kind of things. So easily with the smaller brush, I'm going to make this part a little thicker. And even on the other side, I need to make it thick as well. Very gently try to touch it. And here is covered by white color, I'm sure. So let me add some fresh black color here for these two parts. And even the other side. And try to first of all let it draw and then add these details on top. It's much more better. And just I want to make this separation on the guitar, but it's this part is still wet, so I wait. I can move on the other part and then back to this section as well later. So start with fixing this part, because when I add the warm color, it move inside this blacky color and then make it a little bit change the drawing part. So I'm going to add tone here. Even we can go with heavy paint. Heavy paint always great, and you can make a texture and see this texture after it gets dry. You can even feel it, touch it, so lovely. And fix this part too. And then I would like to go with some line like that around the guitar to design it. It's okay, you can go with a flat brush, you can go with this point of flat brush even. We can go with round and pointy brush, any of them it's comfortable. Welcome, work on it. Sometimes I feel more comfortable with a tip of flat brush, so I'm going to go with that. And even like this. Here one line. Here as well. Even on the background I can add some line as a dark and light to design. Around this part, a little bit here. It doesn't need to be really dark line, it can be even just moving like that, and some of them fade to the background, that's fine. Like this, and then some of them can thicker. And I'm going to add some circly dot with round and pointy brush. This one I need to go with the pointy brush and make the brush like this, straight, and just touch the surface to make some dot everywhere. That's cool background. It depends. If you want to make it so busy, you can add more and more. If you don't like, you can add less. Totally, it's in your taste. You can make the circly part a little bit smaller or bigger on the size. So I'm happy with that. Then I'm going to wash the pointy brush, and now I'm moving with the white color and add some details with the white. Same as black, we can draw some line here around, we can add some dot somewhere like around the background. And then I'm going to draw the note with that. Heavy paint, always let it sit on top of all the colors and make the painting lovely too. Then even here. I prefer always to have a little bit thicker line to have a texture, I know it takes a little bit time to get dry, but it's worth it because after it get dry, the painting is get nicer, interesting texture. But even if we want to add another layers on top, like the line with the black and red, we need to bring heavy paint because heavy paint can sit on top of another heavy paint too. And then add some dot around, spread it, line even. And make the background busy, and here as well we can draw some line. Even from here the line is get thicker and white. So I'm going to add more pure white color, make it heavy. So be careful even for the line if you want to repeat it, not make it really thick. And now let me just some here I need to have and show that these are the wires with the white color. Even inside this shape is some detail we can add. 1, 2, 3 to show the place of wire connecting this part. I try to show that the wires come out from here. Let me clean it. Just we need to back and add some black color. Separate this section from each other. You don't have to start from this part to move it the other side. It's okay if you bring some movement, would be fine to show that these are the place of wire. And then just a bit more black I need to have. Because I would like to bring some detail here as a line. And even inside the note I need to bring the blacky color. Try to be gently. And then here as well. Some part it can be a little thicker, some part narrower. More in here as well. So even you can make design as much as you interested. I would like to bring some reddish color as well, which is so interesting. On the background. Even a note. Red bring the warm tone everywhere. Even inside of this part as well. Just nice movement. And then I think we do everything. We make it a lot busy as much as it's okay, I think. A little yellow. I don't want to make it really busy. It's nice to have it like that. Just a bit white as a wire I would like to bring, and then we can call everything is done. Just mention about this would be enough. You don't have to draw all the wires. It shows that this is the music instrument and it has all the details already, which is visible. Just some touch, make it more interesting. Even just a little bit reddish color inside this would be nice too. And then like that. So I think we finished all this part and hope you enjoyed this painting. So thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your guitar and note. Thank you. Bye for now.